Hello, hello, it is the Magic Crafter. I'm sure you already know who I am by this point, but in case you are just jumping into the middle of this series, welcome to video 3 of our 6-part Mersona BootCamp series on how to build your Mersona. If you haven't seen the other videos, you can go back and watch all of them by clicking in the description below. There will be a link. You can also click up here for a link to the playlist as well. So today we are going to be talking about mermaid names and how to pick the perfect mermaid name for you. There are a couple of different ways you can go about picking your mermaid name for your Mersona. I'm going to cover those briefly. They're pretty self-explanatory, and then I'm going to give you a couple of tips and suggestions. So first, when it comes to being a mermaid, whether you're a professional mermaid or just someone who wants to be a mermaid for fun and you're building your Mersona, you can of course opt to go with your real name. So if you have a name that was given to you by your parents, or maybe you go by a variation of that, you could use that for your mermaid name. You could be Mermaid Lily, or Mermaid Emily, or Merman Tom, or whatever it is that your name is. I'm sure you get it, but you can use your own name if you would like to. If you are like a lot of us mermaids and you want to have a second name different from your real name to kind of set apart your two identities, then you can opt for any of these other two options I'm going to talk to you about. The second option that is really popular among mermaids is to pick something that is related to the water, something that's related to the water element. Maybe that's the word water in a different language, or something that relates to the water, like another word for a mermaid, or some name for a river or a lake or whatever. It could be a variation of different words that mean water, like Aquafina. Can't actually use that one because it's probably copyrighted by like 2 different people, but Aquafina's pretty awesome. I think we all love Aquafina. And the last way to go about picking a name for your mermaid character is to use a name that has special meaning to you. It doesn't have to do anything with the water, it doesn't have to have anything to do with your name, just something that really has deep meaning to you. That's how I pick my name, Phantom. I got it off of a video game character that I really like. He's a bad guy, he's a spider. I love spiders, I love the video game this game is from, and the word just sounded right, it just felt right, like I felt it in here, and you'll know it when you feel it. But my name, Phantom, came from a giant flaming scorpion spider. It has nothing to do with the Phantom of the Opera. It has nothing to do with Danny Phantom, common misconception. It's just because I liked the name of that character, I like that character, I love spiders, I love that game, and it just represented something that got me into mermaiding, which was this video game. So I wanted to pay respect to it, and this name meant a lot to me, so I'm Phantom. Of course, if you are choosing this route, it will take a little bit longer to find your name because you will be searching and searching and searching for this special name that just really pops. But you don't have to get your name from a video game. You don't have to get it from anywhere. It could just be a word that has special meaning to you or reminds you of something. It could be a name that maybe is a name of somebody who was very important in your life. It can be anything, just something that has special meaning to you. So those are really 3 ways to go about finding your name for your Mersona. Your own name, something related to water, and then there's also, of course, anything that's very special to you and has a deep personal meaning to you. Now I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to find your mermaid name and how to go about picking a name that is just right for you. First, when it comes to finding your name, make sure there's not another mermaid that has this name already. Obviously, it's a little difficult if you pick a name that maybe a popular mermaid has, like Ariel or Serena, or I'm trying to think of other basic mermaid names that you see a lot, but there are some, of course, that repeat themselves quite often, and it is best, at least from a business point of view, to have a name that is unique to you. And also, as we'll be talking about later, it is always best to do your best to try not to copy others. So try to find one that is unique and try not to be a duplicate. Again, I understand this can be difficult in some cases, even if you're using your own name, for example. There is another person on this planet with your name. That's fine, it's whatever. Just be aware that if someone's looking you up on the internet, it will be harder for them to find you if you do have a business, and that will make your life as a business owner a little more difficult. Something else to consider, especially for those of you who are a mermaid professionally, or a merman of course, is to pick a name for your Mersona that is easy to spell and easy to say. This is because if a client is trying to look up your information and your name is really funky, they aren't going to spell it right and they won't find you. And that's business you will not be getting. Also, if people can't say your name or they mess up your name frequently, that's just going to be a little frustrating for them. And like if they say, hey, for example, I'm Mermaid Phantom, and a lot of people call me Phantasma or something like that, and I just don't get it because I think they think Phantom is too spooky, so they're like, oh, that can't be her name. So people go around saying, hey, I met Mermaid Phantasma. And they're spreading this rumor about Mermaid Phantasma. And then one day I'm swimming and someone comes up, oh, do you know Mermaid Phantasma? I'm like, no, Mermaid Phantom. There is no Phantasma. So pick a name that is easy to spell and easy for people to say, and ideally easy for people to remember. Take extra special care if you are going to be a professional mermaid that your name is easy to spell. I can't stress that enough. And the last thing I'll say is if you are having a hard time picking a name and you do need some help coming up with a name, you can feel free to ask other people for suggestions. You can even drop a comment down below in this video and me or some of my fellow magic crafters will try to help you pick a name. But this should be something that maybe you have a couple of different choices and you want advice on. I wouldn't ask other people to pick a name for you because you are kind of creating your own character. This is almost the same as having a baby. Like you're having a baby of yourself. Like you are birthing your mermaid self when you are building your Mersona. Of course, this is my personal view. If you want to have someone pick your name for you, that's up to you. But I personally feel that it is best to find something that has very special meaning to you. But if you do need help, maybe pick a couple of different names that have meaning to you or that you really like, and then you can ask people, well, which one is your favorite? Which one do you think is most like me? And that way you are still choosing something that sounds good to you and that you put thought and time into, and you also can get some perspective from others that you love and trust. So those are my tips on how to pick your Mersona's name when you are building your mermaid persona. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll be talking all about how to construct your mermaid persona's look and your special identity through colors and style and all that fun stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to catch up on the other videos if you haven't already. Again, a ton of videos will be in the description. Have a wonderful day.